Peace, 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 peace. I don't have the normal hookups, but we're gonna do our damn thing. We're gonna do our thing. So peace, peace, peace. Peace, 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 peace. What's the science? Just in case you didn't know. Let me move my head. No, this way. That's me right there. Right there. That's me. Y'all ain't know I had the long hair. I think I was in Aruba. Yeah, hold on. Um, peace. Y'all can hear me, right? Push one if you can hear me. Push one in the chat if you can hear me. Push one in the chat if you can hear me. Jamal Kodo, peace. Welcome to the channel. Peace, peace, peace. What's the sign, Jamal? As I like I said, that's me in the picture. Oh, damn it! Yeah, that's me in the picture right here. That's a real cruise line. That's the one we got on. This was a trip to I don't know if that island was Aruba. I don't know. It could have been Bonaire. Indeed. So peace, everyone. Peace, peace, peace. This one is not going to be a long live because I'm busier now. So certain plans for the summer has to come to fruition, and yeah, so somewhere gotta take a back seat. So the channel, I'm going to do less. What's on the channel? All right, so peace, peace to other people. You want to make knowledge born. So peace, build and destroy. Peace, peace. Jamal Koto. Peace, peace. Are you a 5%, Jamal? Shit, let me get my phone. Hold on. I shall return. So peace, as you can see, um, I don't have my setup. All right, that's peace. That's peace. You said no, but you are you know you're the original man. That's peace. That's peace. Par itself, man. Long day, long week. I was actually not going to come on here. However, I was like, you know what? I ain't got to stay on too long. So before we get in our topic, anybody want to build on anything right quick, or got any questions, anything like that? Oh shit, man. Tired, man. Tired. So the reason why I named this title "The International Teacher" is because there's a plus degree that I received a long time ago, some years ago, um, with the same name. And I shared one part of I share a part of the plus degree in the community tabs, and you know, and in some groups, and people was feeling it. They thought I shared the whole thing. I only shared the first page. There's 3 page in total that I have. So it's this plus degree that I have. Let me turn off the virtual background. Mhm. You said what? Hmm? Mm-hmm. Hmm? I'm on live right now. I'll be right back. I know how much y'all hate seeing me eat on camera. So Righteous DeBar, peace. Mighty Rich, peace. I was taking a little quick break before I go into the topic, which is the international teacher. Oh, okay. I was going to say, Yeah, I don't know if Jamal Colo's still here. Hold on right quick. Damn, Dark Cam is 10% me. He on live the same time as I am. As well as Wise Prince. Righteous, you know where I'm at. You know where I'm from. So indeed, so hold on, let me take off the virtual background. Hold on. All right. So peace. Born in C Medina, your Yoruba master Allah now. Oh, Yoruba man, and now reside in or Mecca. Yeah, that wasn't clear, G. Indeed. So peace, peace. Like I was saying, I uh I put out this this plus degree on the community tab and some people hit me up or commented and was like, "Oh, that's peace." Now I only shared the first page. Thank you. Damn, there's only one. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I only shared the first page because I had to work for those degrees. So, I didn't just get certain things as soon as I got the knowledge. Yeah, I don't know, G. Like I said, Jamal Cotto might, it was a while ago since Jamal Cotto was in here. Everybody else, I don't know. Well, Mighty Rich, I know where he's from, but he can answer for himself. Right now, it looks like we're going head to head with Dark Kim's channel. The guy's trying to 10% me. take, yeah, no doubt, G. Oh, is that why? Is that why you say Yoruba man? Is that why you said that? Hold on. Master, true love, God. Okay. Peace, divine understanding. Peace, peace. So I'm gonna take this out of the plastic so that it's easier to see. So the international teacher is a plus degree that I received, and I'll read the first paragraph. The international teacher. In the minds of the wise, it is well known and understood that the purpose of, hold on, this is kind of, oh, pardon self. Yeah, it's the ink, and just if you can see, it's not as clear. It's not as clear. So the international teacher. In the minds of the wise, it is well known and understood that the purpose of law is to keep one from endangering the lives of others. The proper application of the principles outlined in this document will ensure that the lives of our students will not be jeopardized and that they will receive the best quality of education possible from supremely gifted professional teachers. So, I got a question. How many people in here is an international teacher? I'll let y'all deliberate about that. You know, Peace. So for y'all, peace, I see God. All right. Master True Love, aka Master Cypher. That's Montreal. I wasn't saying God as a part of the city. I was talking to the guy who asked me where I was from. Hey, Mighty Rich, who named Montreal Master Cypher or Master True Love? Who named it that? Also, peace to Icy God. Now, for those that just coming in, I asked a question. How many of y'all are how many of y'all are international teachers? So Righteous DeBar said the international teacher is one who guides others in numbers of subjects as they travel from one place to another. Mm. Everybody else, are you an international teacher? The gods of Montreal that got 120 named it that, bro. Yeah, do you know a specific one? Was it a group that decided, or was it one brother that said this is uh this is what it is? Is Righteous the Bar the only international teacher? Peace. Righteous said the gods who took knowledge from their home to other places can be called international teachers. Like knowledge going from Mecca to Medina all the way to Pilon. So I read the first paragraph, right? Here's the second paragraph. Qualifications part 1. The most important attributes of the international teacher are 1. His sincerity. 2. His dedication. 3. His positive contributions. Peace, Rishi. I'm gonna read that again. The second paragraph is qualifications part 1. The most important attributes of the international teacher are 1, his sincerity, 2, his dedication, 3, his positive contributions. How y'all see that? Okay, I got you. So the first paragraph is right here. I was just reading this part. So the first paragraph, the international teachers. In the minds of the wise, it is well known and understood that the purpose of law is to keep one from endangering the lives of others. The proper application of the principles outlined in this document will ensure that the lives of our students will not be jeopardized and that they will receive the best quality of education possible from supremely gifted professional teachers. That's the first chapter, or the first paragraph, pardon. Second paragraph, qualifications part 1. The most important attribute of the international teacher are number 1, his sincerity, number 2, his dedication, number 3, his positive contributions. In order to achieve success in any field of endeavor, one must first lay and establish a foundation that will lead to positive production and thereby make a progressive pathway to one's objectives. All right, let's stop right there. All right. Then to Ashbury Park in New Jerusalem, and then and to Trenton and New Jerusalem. Peace. This is how I know that Trenton is called the land of the truth. Can you read the first paragraph? Dedication to me, I see it as you are what you teach. Okay. Sincerity. Civilized means to teach the knowledge and wisdom of all of the knowledge and wisdom of the human families of the planet Earth. To teach knowledge and wisdom to all human families of the planet Earth. Starting at home and branching out abroad should be the goal. Peace. Responsible in your duty, living right and exact. I, indeed. Peace. Prefix. Inter. Between. Among. Or. In, pardon self. Peace. Prefix. Inter. Between. Amid. Among. Within. Mutual. Together. Sounds pretty on point thus far. Indeed. Rishi. Peace, God. National. Objective relating to a nation, common to or characteristics of a whole nation. That's peace. All right, so I'm gonna read the little over again. In order to achieve success in any field of endeavor, one must first lay and establish a foundation that will lead to positive production and thereby make a progressive pathway to one's objectives. This foundation must be based upon the virtue of sincerity. Uh, but before one can even begin to express sincerity for his cause, he must first be totally and completely sincere with himself. His dedication must constitute an unlimited commitment to the future, advancement of the universal nation of Allah. As a whole, whereas it is expected of him to devote all within his power to achieve the complete fulfillment of the divine will of Allah, his talent and ability and contribution, all which make up his supreme qualifications, must be in absolute harmony with his position and the duties he will perform. He will be performing. All right. So I will, there's like a couple of sentences left, so I'm gonna finish the paragraph. So let me do that last line again. Well, that was a long line. His dedication must constitute an unlimited commitment to the future, advancement of the universal nation of Allah as a whole, whereas it is expected of him to devote all within his power to achieve the complete fulfillment of the divine will of Allah, his talent, ability, and contributions, all of which make up his supreme qualifications, must be in absolute harmony with his position and the duties he will be performing. It is his responsibility to contain his own education for himself. It is his responsibility to contain his own education, cultivation, and refinements in order to carry out his duty efficiently at all times. His success in being able to enlighten others will be based upon his quality of presentation, constant self renewal, and the ability to use interesting and stimulating techniques. Peace. Peace to Bar. See Allah and Born King Mathematics Allah both form the name Master True Love. Oh, I know. Are they from Montreal? That's peace. Just let y'all know Vancouver is Victory Allah Nation. Rishi, I see the international teacher as having a duty to lead by example more than any other teacher because he or she should be able to connect with all nations. Woo! Peace. Peace, Mr. G1. Peace. Positive education, always correct ever. Positive energy, always. All right, we'll take a little break. So, how do y'all see that so far? This is the paragraph I just finished. Hold on, let me, yeah, like that. That's the first paragraph. So this is the one I shared on my community tab. So this is the one that people got. This one and this one is the one I only sent to a couple of people. You either have to have asked me for it, or I know you're a builder and that we built many times, so I know I can send it to you. Okay, that's peace. CLR is from Montreal. Oh, that's peace. That's peace. Rishi said that's that talent, ability, and which he must align to the responsibility of his duty. Rishi, peace. Indeed, God knowing every square inch of it means understanding every square inch of it as well. Peace. All 790 quadrillion, 613 trillion, 581 billion, 824 million square inches of the planet Earth. True. Using knowledge and wisdom. Indeed. So I'm gonna put I kind of been taking a break and kind of snooping on Dark Him's channel because he's on right now. So all right. So I'm gonna read the last paragraph. This one. All right. Ability part two. And I'm gonna break it up in three because it's a kind of it's a it's a little hefty it's a little hefty one. Ability part two: the science of pedagogy, which is the science and profession of teaching, revealed that the proper and objective application of understanding is very beneficial when dealing with the various methods of teaching knowledge. As there are teachers of students and teachers of teachers, it is vitally important that the inner meaning of to teach and to educate be clearly understood. Now, first off, let's deal with what was said. Now, there are teachers of students and teachers of teachers. Uh, what's wrong with you, boy? Uh, there's teachers, there's teachers of students, and there's teachers of teachers. Hmm. How do y'all see that? And whoever y'all could come on, I put the link in the chat. Y'all could come on and build as well. Did y'all know that was me in the picture right here? That's me. I think I'm in Aruba or Bonaire. Yeah. Also, I had long hair. My hair was past my shoulders. By the time I cut it, my hair was probably like to my chest. But I have very thick hair, so um, it doesn't just hang all the way down. It like goes up. But yeah, that was me. That's a real cruise line. Jamal Cotto. I love when I teach young brothers and sisters how to fish. and they go out and show their friends how to feed their family. That's peace. Are you in the Bronx now? I know you said you're a fisherman and you love teaching children how to fish. Okay, that's peace. That's peace. Yeah. If y'all remember, if you was on Dark Kim's channel that one night, he was talking about, the forgotten prophet. You know that I have a soda stream, right? And I have a soda stream. And this is the thing. So this is carbonated water, and then this is the flavoring of the carbonated water. So this is lemon lime, and I have it to the point where it kind of tastes like a healthier Sprite without all the shit. All right, so pouring self, just making my drink. High quality A2O. All right. All right. So Righteous said, and is this fishing in outer state now? Why or by the Bronx River? All over, brother. I do most of my fishing in Long Island. All right. So as there are teachers of students and teachers of teachers, it is vitally important that the inner meaning of to teach and to educate be clearly understood. Basically, to teach applies to any manner of giving knowledge or skills so that others may learn. To cause one to know a subject or to instruct by steps, examples, or experience. Whereas to educate means to bring out undeveloped potentials and capabilities to a refined or elevated state. From the above mentioned definition, one can easily see that a person may be taught, but not necessarily educated. Ooh, peace. Peace. Now, yeah, maybe y'all don't want me to read this. Maybe we should just talk about something else. What y'all think? See how wise. Peace. Peace to the gods and earth. Peace, wise prince. Peace. Peace. We just building on the international teacher. No, keep reading. Indeed. Build on it, God. So let me read over this point and let's build on it because I think it probably got, not really in the mind, right? So basically to teach applies to any manner of giving knowledge or skill so that others may learn, to cause one to know a subject or to instruct by steps, examples, or experience. Whereas to educate means to bring out undeveloped potentials and capabilities to a refined or elevated state. From the above mentioned definition, one can easily see that a person may be taught but not necessarily educated. You see? So, yeah, you could teach, but are you educating the people? Let's talk about hip hop. Yeah, not right now. CIYs. So, CIYs, if I remember correctly, in the comment, peace to the God.
Peace, God.
You look at
Um,
real, you look at real cock diesel right now.
nah, don't get
Yeah.
caught up in the looks, G. Um, I want you to read that part. Um,
Which part?
the part where you would educate.
All right. You want me to read teach too?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's the part I just read. So hold on, let me find it again.
And open your
Uh
eyes wide too, God.
huh?
Open your eyes wide too. Catch the light print as well. Go ahead, as you were.
Okay. So basically to teach applies to any manner of giving knowledge or to instruct by steps, examples, or experience.
Mm,
To cause one to know a subject
mm,
or to instruct. Oh, hold on. Okay, let me read that again. Basically, to teach applies to any manner of giving knowledge or skill so that others may learn. To cause one to know a step or skill, no, to instruct by steps, examples, or experience. Whereas to educate means to bring out undeveloped potentials and capabilities to a refined or elevated state. From the above mentioned definition, one can easily see that a person may be taught but not necessarily educated. Go ahead, G.
okay. Um, it sounds like when you're talking about teaching and educate, or teaching a skill and educate, it sounds like those are the two things that an international teacher has to have down pat. And from the definition, um, it sounds like when you are um, teaching a skill, you are giving knowledge and wisdom to the person by the instruction of steps that would bring forth a clear picture, which is understanding of what's being taught. For example, how to cook a three-course meal or how to install the parts of a refrigerator, how to do delivery service, how to write a article or story that will be published. See, these things have different steps that you take. So when you're giving people step by step, that's the same thing as you giving them knowledge and wisdom. So that them learning those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now applying the knowledge through the wisdom so that they could see what they're doing, that now is them gaining that skill, because you have to be a master of it. When you know and understand, a particular way of doing something, then you have the skill. Now, when you say educate, and in education, you're bringing forth, untapped potential in a person. And I know from my knowledge, educate comes from the, I think, Latin word educia, which means to bring forth from within. So when you educating someone, that would be like if someone did not know the different foods they were supposed to eat. And from a conversation, you're not able to educate them that spinach is pretty good, iceberg lettuce is trash, um, things of that
Yeah.
nature,
Yeah.
right? And they now begin to pay attention to this actual subject matter. And from that point, they get to now not only learn about eating properly, now they're going to pick up books that's teaching them um about food. And then now they decide that because they like that subject matter, they want to now get into cooking. See, that's what education is. You know what I'm saying? Because you're teaching a person how to gain knowledge and how to add on with that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's like what build is, being positive. So the destroy comes within that, because those foods you're not supposed to eat, you're not gonna cook them. You're not gonna deal with them. And then now that you learn about cooking, you're gonna learn how to deal with the foods prepare in preparation based on what the foods are made of. So with education, you learn something, and then now you want to seek more knowledge. Basically, education guides you in the part of enlightenment. A person might just only deal with the skill that they're dealing with, which even if they constantly a master of it, right, and they constantly show and prove, that's the knowledge and the understanding that adds on to the wisdom that gives you equality. So they only go big in that realm of knowledge that they might master and not take it further. So that's the difference to me in reference to when you teaching someone a skill in something, when you're giving them knowledge and wisdom, versus when you educating someone. And as a teacher who's international, you get to know the different aspects of people and how they think based on the persons, places, or things that are around them. And you probably get into one or the other, or perhaps a mixture of both based on the different interests of that person.
Hold on, G. I had to plug in my computer.
Praise God.
Yes,
So,
we got a couple of comments, and then I'm gonna read the last part of that because it's dealing with what you're talking about. Did you go over the full thing? Because I sent it to you.
um, I read that first page, and then I read the second page, and I only got to a little bit because I was actually driving at the same time.
No
So,
doubt, no doubt. That's great.
so I'm gonna finish it up. Well, obviously you've been reading it, and I've been taking, mental notes, God.
Yeah, yeah. So Mr. G wants to say, yeah, I've been wanting to travel and do the knowledge more to Long Island, all the way to Montauk Point at Atlantic Ocean.
Oh,
Peace on my true divine. Peace.
Montauk. So I
See,
never
I
heard of
rise.
that.
This sounds a lot like teaching and training the 13th degree in the 1 to 14. In Kung Fu, often one will teach a move to anyone, but only train to perfection one of said ability. All right.
Yup.
All right.
Um,
So that last part, the last part, I'm gonna read, and then you can build. So we just got off of. So I'm gonna read the last sentence again. Uh, Whereas to educate means to bring out undeveloped potentials and capabilities to a refined and elevated state. From the above mentioned definition, one can easily see that a person may be taught but not necessarily educated. A quick review of our history will reveal that many have received knowledge but were not properly educated. As a result, the knowledge they received and taught not only caused mass confusion within the five percenters, but in many cases even proved to be very detrimental to the processor. Therefore, proper education and proper application are both of equal importance.
Yeah, proper education always corrects errors. So proper education would be the proper application of supreme mathematics and alphabet and everything you do. So if
Mhm.
someone's educating you, they wouldn't just teach you about the lessons themselves and play paper, but they will elevate those lessons and teach you about other things that deal with those lessons. Taking it to the current time so that you could learn how mathematics figures in your living conditions. What that means? For example, if you are dealing with that 13th degree, captain and lieutenant, right? And you are brother dealing with the bottle. You have problem with your urge of learning when to drink, when not to drink, how to act when you drinking. Now, if you learning those type of lessons, a true and living God who's educating you will not only apply the science of the captain being the mind and then the body to just the lessons and just the home. Brothers will tell you the captain is the original man who's God, the lieutenant is the mother who, has to teach the knowledge and wisdom to the babies so that the father can now see his knowledge and wisdom being executed by the private soldiers. That's in that sense. But then, if the educator notice that you have problem with your drinking, he could actually use that and build with you about that and save your life before you start teaching about, man, woman, and child. In terms of like you understanding your limit, in terms of you doing the knowledge to yourself. What is this urge? There's nothing that puts God down. You know what I'm saying? God is not controlled by anything. So you have to figure that out in your mind. And then really your urge, right? We hear that the wisdom, will be the blood, right? And those the blood that's like conveying what the mind is saying. So you have to understand how to destroy that urge. What I'm saying? Whether you know your limit or just take it away. Because the best way for you to master something is by living it alone. So you have to understand what's that urge that makes you want to drink. Is it the people? Is it the place you have to go? Like, I'm going out, so I got to drink. You got to kill that urge so that now you cannot be who you're supposed to be and not let anything control you, but your mind. So you see what I'm saying? Proper application. If you apply that degree to yourself so you could destroy that devil, you know what I'm saying? And start to take control of yourself and not let nothing, control you. So that's what I'm saying in terms of the education, like we were building up. Because if you educating that person, you applying the lessons in different experiences. The teacher could even tell their own experience, like in terms of captain and lieutenant, in order to be able to educate their student how to apply the lessons to themselves. But then to get into that kind of build, that student got to be willing and able to want to learn. So they got to even, what I'm saying? They got to build with
Mhm.
their educate to the point to get into that depth that these are the type of things that they're talking about. But then if it's just, a text away, a telegram away, or, you don't get to see who's educating you very so often, then that in itself could be a slow process, But
Hey G, I got a question for you.
yeah,
So powerful, right? Your educator, right?
yeah,
Uh
God.
he was able to get your attention, right, and build with you, right? What's wrong with you?
No, I'm just squinching my eyes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and you being a brother that was born in a different country, he was
Right.
able to garner your attention enough to walk you through 120, right? He walked you through 120, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, uh, technically speaking, right? Even though you was here, he was teaching an international brother.
I
Now,
won't say that. I won't
hold
say
on, hold
when
on, hold on,
I
hold on.
won't, go
Let me
ahead. Go ahead.
because you have the ability to speak different languages so that you can you can teach people in a different language.
Is that all?
Go ahead, G.
When you put it that way, that's something that I had the ability to do. Like
Yeah.
you said, because I'm able to, I understand different languages.
Hmm.
However, I'm not an international teacher because of him.
Oh no, no. I was talking about your own ability.
Yeah, I understand, but you see, when you're talking about an international teacher, you talking about um the
Because
that
in the
right,
plus degree, it doesn't even talk about location.
right, doesn't talk about location. Okay, all right, I
Yeah.
see where you're going with this. Well, the thing about that was that um when you teaching someone who are of different backgrounds, that person has to be an international teacher.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that is that you have to have knowledge and wisdom of of the people, the person, the place, or thing that you're dealing with. So I will say that the God, right? I'm not the first person that he has taught outside of his home. Yet, when we met, he took
What
a
you mean
point,
by outside of his own? What do you mean
huh?
by that?
No, I mean like from where he was from. He was from Medina. He had already traveled outside of Medina
Okay,
to
okay.
build in different places in the States before,
Yeah,
based on things we talked about before earlier on. But
yeah.
however, I know that while he was taking me through 120, he actually read about Yoruba people. Like when we
Mhm.
go to the library, he would take books. When I'm, you know, reading and studying my lessons and reading other stuff, because that's a hobby we have. We like to read, we like to learn, and we like to go out and just see what these things mean in real time. And for him, I would just catch him, reading books about Yoruba people. you know it was a book that he was reading, that it was someone talking about the history and the tradition. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay. I see what he's doing. He's trying to learn aspects of who I am. And that's just one part. And then it's certain things that you would in our conversations that dealt with where we were from. Because, I also had to learn about him. He's, from Central America, Panama. So, some of the traditions of those lands, he spoke about it.
Mhm.
I think being a true and living God, right? When you write your history, you have to know your history. That's what I was taught.
You do.
And it's just not in knowing your history by asking just your parents and your uncles, but you also gotta do your own research. Because when you learn about your own history, then you now realize what makes you an original man. You see what I'm saying? And then this
Mhm.
also is the opportunity where you are also furthering that history by being the original man with the proper knowledge of himself, being God. Because when you're furthering, you're being a father. You're being God because you're teaching the truth about yourself. And that's the truth that you take from place to place. You see what I'm saying? So The dynamics of that is basically through 120, we learning about different people, different places, different things, going to different areas. And um I think when you study and when you building, you will be some sort of an international scholar in a certain place because you have to get in touch with people. I can imagine a brother that, did not go too far from his home. Even if he met different people, he'd have to apply mathematics, knowledge, and wisdom to learn who that person is, you know, before he cannot give him what he has. See what I'm saying? So what that means is that we're learning about a person from where they're from using mathematics so that we could also be able to guide ourselves in their world, and they could be guided in our area, our world. And that's just applying mathematics everywhere. And what that reminds me of is building, because life is a constant state of build. So if you God and you are an international teacher, you are constantly building everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
From the insides of your body, because all that is building, God. That relates to the build destroy degree in the 140. And then and that allows you to do what? Build with other people. And all that works, because you work in your arms, you work in your legs, you work in your mind, you spreading positive energy through education based on where people are from. And that gives the exchange of knowledge and wisdom, you know. Just thinking about some of the things you were building on, in terms of when you're a proper teacher, I think that all this is part of it. Because as I'm building with y'all, I'm also learning how to build. So that's the part where teachers, you become a teacher of teachers.
Mm.
You gotta be around those who are building. And this gotta be part of you. That's that dedication you're talking about, because this is how the talent and the ability. What's the third part, G, in that you read talent, ability, and that's why I had dash in the comments. Those three things, you know get grown. You grow in it, and those are aspects of being a true and living God. You learn how to be confident first. Speak up, like the gods would say. So you speak up, you start building, then you start taking
You talk
yourself.
about sincerity.
Absolute.
It's sincerity, dedication, and positive contribution. You're not talking about that, right?
No, I'm not talking about that. I think I'm talking about
Hold on, let me.
the
Go ahead. G.
dedication, the part
Go
in
ahead.
dedication. You hear me?
Yeah,
The part in dedication.
yeah. Go ahead, G. I'm gonna
Right,
find it.
right. So, um, you get the confidence, and then you start to learn, how to now really use your brain to think for yourself, because mathematics will show you how to solve problems. And then as you now begin to solve problems, that's positivity. The confidence now begin to come in. You know what I'm saying? The respect. You know what I'm saying? Then that now leads you.
Talent is talent, ability, and contribution.
Talent, ability, and contribution. That's like the cipher, God. To contribute, you gotta have the talent. So
Mhm.
that's like, make sure you don't come out the house until you study your lessons. You know,
Indeed.
so you learn how to use your mathematics, and then the ability comes about if you have the power to build. As you constantly build, you notice that some brothers have more positive things to say. I remember a wise man who is God once told me that, yo, God, when you come in here, you have to learn how to build on the day's lessons, your mathematics, related to something that's going on out there in the world, so we can get a true appreciation of what you're saying. Just don't come here and just build for like 2, 3 minutes, which to me, I see that as being weak. because you're not bringing more based. And obviously, if you are still new, you know, we understand that you are learning how to live a righteous culture that's brand new to you. But if you've been around for a couple of years, peace, God, and you should be able to learn how to build on your lessons, man, and show that you're able to teach. That ability comes when you learn to come into the cipher and build, and you're gonna be told you wrong or you not all the way right and exact. But what that does is that builds your ability to be right using mathematics. And as time goes on, the talent and the ability now comes about that. Now that you could build, and you living righteous, you're not living a double life or nothing, and you are who you say you are, then that becomes a positive contribution, because at this point you be teaching, like Rishi said, you be teaching all the human families of the planet Earth, and you'd also be adding on with the brothers and sisters in your universal family, God. So that's really an international scholar, you know.
Indeed.
Yeah.
G, you think I should read the other pages? Whoops, shit.
Um. I mean, the whole idea, God, is we're building about a topic, so you know, I'll leave that for you to answer.
Nah, you
Because
see, I had to earn this. So I ain't giving. I gave the first part.
okay, I didn't say yay or nay, so
I know, I know.
all right, tell
But
you the
I
truth.
will read. I will read this though. The international teacher does not spend his time in idleness. Uh,
Okay, of course
damn,
not.
like this. I hate when you know how the words be all like blotted and stuff.
If
Uh,
the words are blotted, I would think that you should have read it first, totally, and then
I did.
figured. No, not on screen. It looks like you're taking the first shot at it.
No, I read this. I read this a few times.
Okay, so you should know some of those faded portions at the end.
Well, it's
But
the
I will tell,
beginning.
but I will tell you this. You're right, because those things have to be. It's a good topic. I think that if it was me, I would have read it and just build on it.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're doing, and that's
yeah.
cool.
I'm reading the key. Some of the because the first part I got it out on my thing,
Okay.
not the second or the third, which is
I
because
mean,
because all right. Well, I'll just end it right there and say that the lesson, the international teacher, was written by the gods from Great Meadows, Cornstalk or Comstock,
Gray Meadows.
Comstock. Yeah,
Gray Meadows?
yeah.
Where's that at?
I don't know. It says Comstock or Comstock. It says
Who gave you? Okay. So, hey, who did you get the document from?
my educator.
Okay. Are you sure it's not people? Okay, Great Meadows Cornstalk. So we got to figure out where
Yeah, because I
Cornstalk
said
is.
Cornstalk, but it doesn't look like corn.
Okay, well, Google where Great Meadows is. Or you could ask him.
Yeah, I don't know if yeah, I don't know if that was like a name like hold on.
So
Let
that
you
you
know
could
how
know where it comes from.
name.
Because you see, that's something you should have done. You should have done, God, before you even decide and build on this topic in that sense. And the reason is, building about what you just spoke about. First of all, um, it's hard that you get the information, but then, you got to make sure that you know if it's authentic. See what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that write a lot of things, and
What do you mean by authentic?
I mean, like, if it's great metals, are there people there? I mean, did that come from? I mean, you got to verify that, because
Well, it says great metals. It says it's That's why I didn't think it was the actual name because it says Plains, Virginia, but that's like
publishing.
nah. It's yeah. It's like it's a large open meadow that was a large lake that has been filled in the glacial till.
It's in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let me see Comstock because it says Comstock abbreviated. It's a town in Texas.
Because the thing about some of these documents, it's always good to know if they were things that came from gods or what Allah taught, if it was something that came from what was taught in the temple, God, or if it was written by God who was right at that area. I mean, it's something to build on,
Comstock is a prison. Well, yeah, I think I heard of Comstock, but it says great metals. Note, this lesson, the international teacher, was written by gods from great metals. Comstock.
He said Comstock is a prison.
Yeah. Comstock is also in Texas. But yeah, no doubt, what you're saying is right and exact. The reason why I did this is that regardless to where it came from, it has jewels in it. You see, um, it has jewels in it, and the jewels is what I want to focus on.
Well, that's
Um,
true. That's true. But what I'm saying is, to make sure that it's authentic, like, or know where it actually, if that's, one of the things that we, I mean, if it's, I mean, does it have the flag on the document?
yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So, I mean, but you can put the flag on a document. Um, yeah, that's just because my educator told me was like, "Have you ever read the International Teacher?" And Savior also asked, "Have I read the International Teacher?" So it seems like people have heard of that.
Okay.
Oh, Grant Meadows is where Comstock is in upstate New York. Damn.
Okay.
Okay, peace, Almighty True Divine. Peace.
Peace to the God, peace to the family,
Peace,
and
Peace.
peace
peace.
to the, like you said, peace to the civilized, and peace to all the uncivilized with ski masks.
Yeah.
People that don't show their face, they give me that impression of they got ski masks on.
Yeah. You're not showing your face right now?
Oh,
Oh, oh,
I
hold on. I had to get close. Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
just
All
saw
right.
it.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
That's
see parts of his face.
yeah.
Now we
At
see
first,
more
I thought it was all black, but I think that was your shirt. So yeah.
yeah,
coming straight out
yeah.
the
I'm
black.
But anyway, God, you was dropping the science, man. Today's mathematics is build or destroy. I didn't want to interrupt your cipher. I wanted you to
Go ahead,
continue
Chief.
build. Build or destroy, right? There's so many manifestations of build or destroy. And what I gave them in Africa was that to be to deal with build or destroy, you got to be a universal builder. You got and then the question comes about, what does a universal builder do? I think that's self-explanatory. Universal builder means the one who puts positive thoughts into activation. So international teacher is relative to that manifestation, because build means to multiply, add, and destroy means to separate, divide.
Mhm.
And we don't make devil, we born God and earth. We to make devil, we got to be separating the black, the brown, and the yellow, and that's dealing with dividing. So my point, to make it simple and plain, how I see today's mathematics would be, the universal builder putting positive thoughts into activation. So being that you're a universal builder, and the black woman is symbolic to the manifestation of the universal builder, we put things into activation before we can get the understanding and make the understanding understood mentally as well as physically. So that applies to international building, because we got 17 million plus 2 million is making a total of 19 million, and all over the planet Earth is 4,400,000,000, which is relative to what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? Of course, yes, the first degree is who is the original man, and then we deal with what's the total population of the original nation here in the wilderness, and that's the understanding. So you're building an understanding, to be born. And it to teach the people the best way you know how, because everybody don't learn the same way, and like I could teach, like I'm building with you over the internet, you know what I'm saying, but I build with other people over the internet on the other side of the world, you know what I'm saying. Some people say that's not even right and exact, because it's not mouth to ear, it's not face to face. I say you work with what you have, because I might not never get a plane ticket to go all the way on the other side of wherever you at, or wherever we may be in the future. You know what I'm saying? We don't never know where we'll be starting from or where we'll be ending up at, because in time people change, meaning their direction and locations sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, but they have it, and that's always a good start. You know what I'm saying? It'll give them good references for them to grow and learn. But at the same token, if you're over 16, you're grown. And we're not here to babysit grown people. And yeah, see, feel, taste, and touch. Some ciphers, every person, every place, and everything. So that's the science, and we building for a better day in a better way. And that's all we could do, God, push forward. And the knowledge of self, dealing with the science of being a universal builder. Our coach is based on self-improvement. It's dealing with self-determination. It's dealing with self-knowledge. It's dealing with self-help. It's dealing with growth and development. So that's the science of being a universal builder. And that applies to being an international teacher, because we're not limited to anywhere.
Indeed.
That's what I wanted to add on to that international building, that international teacher. The sun shines bright everywhere, technically speaking. Yes, and the sun is relative to the black man's mind. Now, that's the universal builder,
That's
the
right.
black man. That's what I wanted to say, God. Peace.
Peace, God. That's correct. That's right.
Shakanulu, peace. So the guy was talking.
I wanted to add a cipher, something. I don't know if it's relative to what we're talking about, but I met a cousin of mine on a father's side-in-law side of the family, and she said she was dealing with DNA, and she said we have some of us have DNA that come from Syria, and a lot of my family are dark skinned like y'all, and I'm a little bit lighter, but then we know that there's 16 shades of black, 16 shades of brown, and 16 shades of yellow. But she trying to, with her religious self, she tried to say that I'm the side of the family that come from Syria. I was like, I beg your pardon. I never heard of one. But I was saying to myself, your white Jesus looked way lighter than me. And
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way in the world. There's no way in the
You talking
world.
about Syria? That's by Lebanon.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
When
the original seeds extend over there, though, God, up to some
yeah,
point. So,
yeah, but
but
from
I
what
know
I
you did.
see nowadays, I
Yeah,
don't
God.
see black people like, anybody coming from the motherland or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, we have two chromosomes within a black man's body. But the black woman got two chromosomes, but she don't have what we have, but we have what she has.
Yeah,
So that
XYXX.
means yes. Do or Infinite Al Jamar said we YX, the devil is XY. We YX, and he said the devil is Y X
Mm.
XY, and we're YX because our black can dominate the brown, and the brown is a manifestation of the black. So it's all relative to the science.
So basically, the manifestation of the X is due to the Y.
Yeah, because seven is dominant and six is the secondary, you would say.
Yeah,
Like primary and secondary.
I
Not that
could.
we calling the black woman secondary,
Right.
because the God's got a problem with that. So I'm not going there. That's not where I was going with this.
I could use alphabets to also prove why we YX, because
Yeah.
we the one that's qualified to answer
Yes.
all things that are unknown and known. So the reason why there's even unknown is because the Y already existed.
Yeah. Right. And
So
why
let's.
is relative? Why X? And you look at the Asiatic calendar, you got 76, which is relative to YX, and you got 66, which is relative to 66, and you got 72, which is relative to the star, because 72 by 5 born 360. 66, that's two sixes. So
You
that
referring to,
180 plus 180 born 360.
and
And you
you.
got eight.
Mhm.
You got eight. The science, the God, and the universal builder, 8 by 45 born 360.
So God,
So
you
that's what I
referring
say.
when you say 72 God wisdom, you're referring to the degrees between each arm of a star.
Sure did.
Right,
5 pointer
star,
star.
5 points. So when you divide that by 5, 360 degrees by 5.
Multiplied.
No, the
Multiplied.
72. When you
Yeah, sure did.
72 multiplied by 5, it gives you 360 degrees.
180 by 2 multiplied. 180 multiplied by 2 born 360. 8 by 45 born 360. So that's all relative on our universal flag. So, dealing with the sciences, when you first get knowledge of yourself, I got knowledge of yourself at the age of 13. I come to the realization that when you're dealing with the sciences like this, it's teaching you how to read, write, and count. That's why the lesson said, what does it mean in CAPTAINNLIEUTNANT? You know what I'm saying? So that's all relative. It's teaching you how to read, write, and count.
Indeed.
You know?
Yeah. That's how you have to know. That's how have the knowledge and understanding of things in life, by taking it through mathematics, which is the bridge of wisdom.
Right.
Indeed.
Right. The biblical cord. It's all relative. The branch.
Absolutely.
The branch is all relative. We saying the same thing, just using different words. It's called building.
Indeed, God.
If I say true divine and you say righteous, Dubar, and he say wise prince, we still saying the same thing, Allah. Because Allah has infinite manifestations.
Indeed.
But we all one, because that's our family name.
Absolutely true.
I sent you a video clip, Wise Prince, of King Zaki in Vegas. Did you see it? Or Holy Thief? His rap name is Holy Thief.
I haven't did the knowledge to it, but I did see that you sent it.
Yeah, that's the God in Vegas. That's one of them. That's one of them. You got, like, he mentioned the gods, but that's definitely the God.
Peaceful, Sean. Peace. So peace to the God, earth, the babies, and all civilized.
I would like to see this Bouchon's face on his cipher someday, man. He gives me the impression he's wearing a ski mask. I don't ever get to see his face.
He's in a lot of the pictures that I'm in.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay, you would like to? I would like to see his face because I don't know. You know, I just every time I hear his name, I'm thinking about Father Bouchon, Shabazz that went back to the Essence recently.
Nah, that's not
Yeah.
him. I
Of
met
course, we
Father.
know.
Yeah,
I know that's not him, but every time I hear his name, I think about that brother because Father Bouchon was a very beautiful brother. I mean, we lost so many good brothers and
indeed,
sisters,
God. Oh
and
man.
we still have a lot of brothers and sisters I don't know, but it's the brothers that I did know and sisters that I did know, man. They just
Mhm.
they just in love and memory. They in my mind forever. And when I
If
hear a name that's similar to their name, that's the first thing I start thinking about.
yeah,
So
that's yeah.
Shaka Nulu had a question. He was like in Vegas. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
What
there's Gods and Earths in Vegas. The oldest rap group in Vegas used to be called Loose Minds. That's right. There's so many of them. Jahi, Bach Meal, rest in peace. You has Zaki, He Rule, Under. You have uh, who else? There was a lot of Loose Minds. There's the rap group
Peace to the
under Lost and
gods
Found
down
Records.
in Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah, there's
Peace.
Gods and Earths in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? But builders only build with builders. Remember, if you're in gang lang, you really got to watch yourself because it's lock and load on site. You know what I'm saying? And you can get murdered for just wearing clothes. Just like my girl got killed when I used to drive the bus. Because I used to drive the cat bus in Las Vegas, God.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to drive the cat bus.
I did remember you mentioned that you spent time in Las Vegas.
What's the deal, God? My girl got killed for wearing red over there. And I'm like,
Yeah,
she was from
those
Tyler, Texas. I wasn't gonna come back over here.
was this in the born years or in the early
Yeah, that's about Wisdom Cipher years ago.
yeah, so it's definitely in the born years, which boom. About like Truthful Square Wisdom year, Truthful Square Understanding year. 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I used to live in
Shaka
Chicago,
Nulu
so
said.
I
Shaka
definitely
Nulu said.
understand
Been
that
in
crazy.
Vegas since 94.
Yeah.
God. The
But
good old.
everybody that's in, just like everybody in New York is not a gang member. Everybody in Vegas ain't no gang member neither.
That's true.
Yeah.
Same thing for in Chicago. You know, everybody ain't no gang member,
Mm.
but there was in certain places you might not be a gang member, but you might know people who participate in that activity. You know,
Yeah.
so
Everything is everywhere. The God once said to me, God, and of course I move on, but I live and I learn and learn the laws of the land because different places, got different rules. People
hmm,
do things differently in different places. And that's the science.
I
And
see the international scholar too having to know that. You gotta know the laws of the land
the
because that's
Yes.
how
international
you,
scholar.
huh?
The international scholar.
International teacher.
Yeah, you said
I've
scholar.
taught I speak English good,
I
but the
know.
people that but the people that I've taught in Ghana, they speak the tree language. They down with the Shanti tribe. You know
Yeah,
the Fonte and the tree.
yeah. I've heard of the tree, and I've heard of the
Twee,
people.
TWI, tree, twee, however you
Yeah,
pronounce it,
Twi.
it's spelled TWI. But
Indeed,
it sound like tree.
that's the Twi. You got the Gan,
Yeah,
and then the Ashanti people. They're related to the Yoruba people.
that's peace.
Yeah, they come from the same root from ancient Kemet, and
That's peace.
that's how they established themselves in those areas hundreds of thousand years ago.
A
So
lot of them fell victim to Christianity
of
because
course.
before they was into Christianity, they was into polygamy. Like the queens on old Earth was into polygamy, but before the queen got knowledge of herself, she was into Christianity. I was like, what happened? I was supposed to have more than one wife. Is where I'm going with this.
They
It was,
came, they saw, they conquered. That's what happened, God.
yeah,
And they
yeah. I
came
already
through the
know.
shores. Yeah. You
Yeah, I
know,
already
like
know.
that's a big for me when I was studying when I was living in Nigeria as a young brother, learning the history of the land was something that was really enlightening to me because I felt like I was walking back where it happened, and then I was answering the questions of the day. That why is it that we have original people on different parts of the planet Earth and they
Uh,
speak certain language? Why is it that these dark-skinned people who look like me are only speaking English? And these people speak English in a different language. So once I started to read the history of how they came to Lagos, how they locked Lagos down, the
uh,
indirect rule system in the north, how they took the northern part, which they call the Northern Protectorate, to the Southern Protectorate, and how they
uh,
bounded that to make that Nigeria. The different groups of traditions of people, which I call families or nations.
right,
Because if you look at what a tribe is only a bunch of thousands of people. And I know that
right.
some of y'all know what your understanding degree is in the 1 to 10. So we
Uh,
families are nations of people. Either way, just learning about those things, it was very good for me because it allowed me to walk the steps back. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? For me to see how we got to this place. And I had an uncle who used to study history in the university. So when I was 11, I would read his books. And not only would I read colonial history, from Bishop Ajayi Crowder, whose name was Ajayi, but by the time they took him to England, they gave him the name Samuel. That Christian in that you were talking about, Almighty True Divine,
Yeah.
Cecil Rhodes, David Livingston, you know what I'm saying? These
Uh,
different folks. How your man, not our man, but I meant to say how Mungo Park caught malaria coming through Nigeria, you know, and he died in a week. You know what I'm saying? That also gave me another knowledge of strong blood, weak blood. If you get my
right.
drift. Right. So all that was peace. So now that I started
Are
learning,
you laying down, Almighty?
Um, you would have to prove that.
Your head's on a pillow.
It was,
is that building or destroying? It could be both. Maybe he
Oh,
recharging, God.
that's just a question because you made it clear. You said, "Hey, if you're laying down talking to another man, that don't look right." You said that plenty of times, G.
yeah, this brother ain't got no shirt on, and he going through lessons to the whole world on
Who
your
you talking
show.
about? He talking about me?
Yeah, your
Hey,
shirt is not on.
he
So
ain't got
what,
no
God?
shirt on, and you laying down, so that makes it even worse.
I'm my original self, God. So I'm
I'm
coming
not
as I
actually
am.
laying down because
Yeah,
my
yeah, you
feet
That's
is on the ground.
no, it's
Oh
not.
man, he tried to roast me,
Your
God. You
head,
see that?
your head is on the pillow. You're
My
laying
head
down.
ain't on the pillow.
I can see the pillow.
And my camera is facing the roof, God. See,
that,
I shouldn't have
that
even said that. Now I gave information I ain't want to give out. But anyway, um,
oh
I was talking about so it allowed me to walk the steps back, and now that I'm learning the knowledge of myself, now that I learned the knowledge of myself through the years, I appreciate the idea of learning about your history. Because now I'm able to relate with different people now, because I
yeah,
begin to see how we are similar in a lot of things that we do. Like you, sometimes I lay down when I'm on the phone, you know, and
yeah,
that's not good because if you're tired and you just finish eating, you're just gonna fall asleep. And
yeah,
I know a couple of sisters who don't like that. So that's
yeah.
not, you want to sit up. So you see,
Yeah.
that's one thing me and
Hold
True
on,
Divine.
what sisters don't like?
Like you laying down and talking on the phone, especially if it's late, and because sometimes people may fall asleep on the phone. This doesn't apply to sisters talking to brothers. This applies to different people. It's good to sit up when you're on the phone.
Yeah, and have your
Yeah,
shirt on a live show.
it's all good, God.
And
I'm
not
This
talking
ain't
laying
with.
this
down.
ain't a this ain't a pool party.
And
Nah, they say you see that I have it in the right position, man. You ain't see me trying to show no six pack or none of that.
or a
You
fat
know,
pack or none of that.
I
right?
got a
Come in
one
soon.
pack.
Six pack coming soon.
I got a one pack.
Yeah, come on, Ray. Try to roast me, God. I can't believe this.
We
That's
don't deal
peace.
with belief, so you got to know it.
Absolutely. But yeah, I
It's
like what
cold
you.
in New York. I don't know where you at. Shoot, it's too cold to have one no shirt on.
Yo, God, I'm indoors and
But
I'm
I'm in.
comfortable. I'm comfortable
My
with
head ain't
myself
on no pillow.
indoors.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And I'm
Yeah.
sitting up too, God. I'm right on in
I'm
the
sitting up.
screen.
Yeah,
I'm facing the value of what we talking about.
I'm with you.
um, but I like what you said, God. Like, just you being able to take the knowledge to different areas, from Medina to Las Vegas,
Uh,
and some of the
Colorado.
Colorado, and
Uh,
then I see your exchange with the sister. You see what I'm
uh,
saying, Wise Prince?
yeah.
You see, those show aspects of a person who's a universal builder because you could build anywhere and everywhere in
Right.
different nations, international. Like I guess that's what was that what Mr. G1 was building on? Because when you break the word international,
Yeah.
inter within, national of of a nation. So you're within every aspect of the earth. You
You
know.
know what I you know what I notice? When I see people that are Caucasian in our nation, I was like, so what about Africa? I'm like, everywhere else got knowledge of self, except for I'm going to go I'm going to make it my business to teach somebody.
I know a
I don't
God
know how
that's in
long it's going to take, but I finally got a hold of somebody, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, and landed right in Ghana, to teach who I could,
okay.
according to what they're saying, because the God said the best way to teach somebody is mouth to ear and face to face. So anybody can say something on the internet, but face to face is something totally different. Plus, the computer is a grafted mind, which makes this a test tube conversation.
Yeah, because what we could say on the lines could be distorted.
Yeah,
Yeah, indeed. I know of a brother who's from Zambia who I think his name is C I God Allah, and he's in where is he? Is he in Zambia or Namibia? I think he's in Zambia.
there's
And
another brother that I built with also in Kenya. His name is Kimani Njuji. His righteous name is Born Sealah.
okay,
He said somebody else told him some years ago over the internet.
exactly. Ci God said he used to build with Saladin, and then
Okay.
we built. And the brother he likes to collect books
Which
for
Saladin?
reading, digital books. He writes different articles, and then he was trying to get some form of a repository, like where people could donate so that he could be able to keep that going down there. And I
That's
remember
peace.
when I met him, we would build on Instagram and we would just go about today's mathematics. At the time, he was in his
I want to
wonderful
share with
team.
y'all. The God sells books, one out of many, but he be dropping science in his books. His name is Born Knowledge Uala, and on Facebook is BK Uala. Are you on Facebook, God?
Yeah, I am.
Me and you friends on Facebook?
I gotta check, God. We probably. I mean,
Yeah,
what's your name? I mean, we,
my government name. My government name. You would
Oh,
see you would see me through under my government name because Facebook don't allow you to put your righteous name up.
some people
They don't
did.
allow me. Yeah, some
Okay,
people do.
right.
But my government name is on here, but you'd have to look on his on the God's text or the God's
Oh
not
yeah,
not
right. I
stream.
get it. I get it from Wise Prince joint.
It's right there. You look if you look on the chat, you'll see it. You'll see my name, my government name, and that's my name on Facebook. But anyway, I would like to deal with that person from Zambia. You said because I look at them places on YouTube. I
Yeah,
look at a lot. YouTube became my new TV show, God. And
yeah.
when the pandemic hit, I was in the house just looking at Africa. I started looking at Guatemala. At Guatemala, I see Miss Trudy, his wife now, and they were showing me different beautiful parts, different beautiful safe parts of Africa. So I was like, oh shoot, look at that, look at that, look at that. And what really sparked it was Black Panther. I'm not gonna lie to you. Black Panther was like, you know what I'm saying, Wakanda. I was like, oh shoot, look at this. You know what I'm saying? They're showing bits and parts of the motherland in the movie. And I'm like,
Mm,
that just started waking me up to realize the God degree on 114 even deeper. You know what I'm saying? It's deep.
hmm
We got a big fat 7 in our universal flag. So I was like, yeah, yeah, and our 7 is black. Yeah.
That also remind me of the line of the original man live on this continent, which is dealing
Yes.
with the persona of God being dominant, positive, and righteous, because that's what we doing on the land. We building, we creators, and
Right.
as creators, we use the mathematics, which are the keys of our mind, to build civilization. So when you begin to see like the actual land, and then all the way to the ingenuity from, how they're building their societies, knowing current information, current technology, being wise to the game on different aspects of people activity, whether it's politics, economics, fashion, design, etc. you know
Yeah.
that is the positive attraction between builders, because you will be a universal builder going to a land where you see original people building, and you see the potential in them to build. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But you
I
coming
just
as
wish
the
I had
big,
the money. I just
yeah,
wish I had the capital to
right.
jump like that. I wish I had the capital to jump like that. I would. And
So
that's on my to-do list to go visit. I don't know if it's safe for me. I don't know. I
I
don't know.
mean, don't get caught up in that Mexico story we just heard. Remember, there was a story about U.S. citizens that got robbed, and I think one of them got killed in Mexico. It
Yeah.
just came on the news. You see, Mexico is a different type of energy down there in certain parts because of the
Yeah.
drug game. I think
Yeah.
that
The
when you go to
drug
Nigeria,
cartel.
more so especially Nigeria, you're gonna be getting the tourist energy and still be able to deal with aspects of the land,
Yeah.
because whether you have to pay for it or whether you know somebody directly, you'll be able to go through it safe and everything. Because
Yeah.
now if you someone just out there by yourself, then it all depends on where you at. In any
Right.
place in the world, anything bad can happen to you. But I think um that's a good hobby to develop, God. Saving little bits of money and go to different original lands and learning about the lands of the people. I want to go to
Zambia looks like a nice place too. In Kenya, I would love to go to Kenya to see that brother. I was telling you about Born Sealar because I'm in contact with him, and he's out
okay.
there by himself.
Mm.
But I don't speak Swahili. Different countries got different languages I'm learning.
Well, he'd have to be the guy then.
Right,
So, and
right.
then I'm sure you're gonna build to the level of when you know that could take off, and then have time to plan for the
Yeah,
takeoff of that mission, and
yeah, the
everything will be
capital
positive, God.
the capital is jumping from one country to the next. That's still I love to fly, But while you're there, it's better to while you're there, go there to different places than start from here and then go there. Start from here and then go there. That's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to jump around when you're there than starting from here every time because there's less of a money that you would spend.
Well, that
I
sounds
would love
like,
to do that though.
indeed, God, that sounds like, maybe one of those extended expeditions
No doubt.
where you have money and you spend extended time. I guess from about 3 weeks to whatever time a person could afford. That gives
Right.
you a good lay of the land. When
I
I
would
went,
love to go to Zambia.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I went to San Juan, it was just certain places that I had to touch in about 3, 4 days.
Uh-huh.
I learned about the history of the area. I went to the El Moro Lighthouse, and then I went to Old San Juan, and it was a lot of history I was learning. And that was the first
Uh-huh.
time I saw that. Wow, this is cool to have knowledge of self and begin to learn of areas that you read in your lessons, or
Yeah, I was
studied
speaking
in
to the guard. They had a cipher over there. They had a parliament over there too.
Kenya.
And well, you was talking about Puerto Rico, correct?
Y'all was talking about Puerto Rico, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Puerto Rico. They had a parliament over there.
Oh, I see. That's peace. That's just like the way them brothers from Medellin were
Right. I
building.
heard that name.
Medellin is the name of a city in Colombia. You know what I'm
Colombia.
saying?
Right. Right.
And it has a history, and one of the brothers came on Doc Kim's live channel about maybe 2 years ago or so, and he built
Okay.
about
I heard about that.
what was going on, and he built about the ciphers. And I got his handle on Instagram. That they showed me an excerpt where a brother was breaking down supreme mathematics,
All
and
right.
he'd give you the math in English, and he would give you the math in Spanish, and then he
Right.
would build in Spanish about each one. He went from knowledge, wisdom, understanding, cultural freedom, power refinement, equality, God, builder, destroyer, and born, and
Uh,
built on everything. I was watching. I was like, wow, this is peace. You know, now these are international scholars because we get to see that they're applying knowledge and wisdom, the skill of knowledge and wisdom, and they're educating the people where they at, and
right.
we get educated that about them building everywhere. And that
Right.
shows reality of Allah seen and heard everywhere. You know?
Right. I'm building with another brother. I'm in contact with him. He's already building with the guard from Medina, but he's from Ecuador, and
Okay.
I touch bases with him. I'll be telling him about the live. I don't know if he'd be in a crowd, the audience or not.
Yeah, G. I mean, that's peace. I even had I've been building with my young cousin back in C Medina too.
Yeah,
Because we haven't seen each other for years. So once I got to see him a couple of years ago during a family event, he was really happy that I have knowledge of self now. And he
that's
was
peace.
like, yeah, God, you seem like you were gonna, this was your lane. And I said, how
Yeah,
you so sure? But we, he's now studying now. He's
that's
learning.
peace.
He's learning his math and alphabet. So, we teach everywhere we go. You got to constantly build, God. You got to constantly add on because life, as the God says, it's a constant state of building and destroying.
Right.
So, um, I would say that the aspects of an international scholar is what a person coming to this culture has to have. Like,
Uh-huh.
if you have an understanding of the truth that you're given in your lessons, you see that it applies everywhere. The truth is meant for everybody. Now, the second part,
Uh-huh.
everybody ain't meant for the truth. We learn
Right.
that after we doing our building, which is using our knowledge to build. So all I'm saying is that if you don't have the mindset that you're supposed to learn this truth to change yourself and
Right.
use it to change others and build with others, then you won't get this, and you
Uh,
couldn't even get to the point of teaching knowledge and wisdom to all the human families of the planet Earth, which is the definition of an international scholar.
Right. Yeah, it was like I was getting back to the book that I was referring to from the God. He got a couple of books, but that green
Books.
book that's on his Facebook profile, it says the Revelation of God, and he got a universal flag on it. He's dropping a lot of science in his book, and you can
You
get in
talking about?
contact with him over Facebook.
Are you talking about the Born King? You, the brother
Yeah,
who
BK on Facebook is BK Uallah, but his
be
Born Knowledge, his name is Born Knowledge Uallah. He
Born
just
Knowledge
recently
you
moved
Allah.
from the desert to is that Ohio? No, not Ohio. Where's Purdue University at? In Indiana. Yeah, he moved to
Uh,
Indiana.
yeah, it's in Indiana.
Yeah, he's in Indiana now. But his name is on Facebook is BK Uallah. And he got books for sale. And he's
Okay.
dropping signs in his books. The only book I read of his was his first book, and that's the green one. And in the green one, he was dropping it. He was dropping a
Hmm.
lot of signs I think that you all would love it. Oh,
Hmm.
you all would love it.
I like it. That title. Seems like a very interesting title, the green one.
Yeah. The book is green, but the name of the book is called The Revelation of God with the universal flag on the front of it.
Oh, the Revelation of God, peace God.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I'll
Yeah.
look it
I
up.
know the flag, the Nigerian flag is green and white and green.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
G,
know.
that's
Yeah.
true. And they the green, white, green has the regular representation. You definitely have one that deals with the growth and development. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the white, I think, deals with just the peace and the unity. And I think the other green deals with the prosperity. That was something I learned in high school back home.
That's
But
peace. So what
yeah,
part of Nigeria are you from, God? You from Ibadan, where my home attendant is from?
nah. I've lived in Ibadan after I left high school, but I lived in Lagos. I
Oh,
lived
you
in
lived in Lagos.
Lagos. I lived in Lagos. My parents are from Akure, which is in the midwestern part of Nigeria. It's
Okay.
close to where Bendel State is, where Benin City is, and
Yeah.
also aspects of where Oyo State is. Ibadan is in Oyo State. So when you look at the Midwestern states, Yoruba was broken into the provinces, which is Ogun, Oyo, um, Ogun, Oyo, and Ondo. See, Ondo State is where my parents are from, which is in Akure. But later on, these places got broken up into smaller and smaller states. And then with the
Yeah.
advent of the British being in Nigeria, it now became broken. So not only do you have or your state, you also have Kwara State. You also have different. Lagos State was broken from Lagos State was Lagos. You got
Uh,
Ogun State, and then you got Oyo State, but Oyo is in Ibadan. Oh yeah, the whole old Oyo province got broken into Oyo and Oshun. You see what I'm saying? So
uh,
you got different parts of the Yoruba places, the Yoruba country that are now states under, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the part where my parents come from is more inter is closer to where the Bendel people are, and then the Igbo people in southeast Nigeria. So,
uh,
however, that's why I was telling the God that I'm Yoruba, because either way you put it, I'm a Yoruba man. You know, my
uh,
that would be my Asiatic culture because I understand the language, the traditions of the people, and I exemplify this. So that's the part of me being Asiatic,
uh,
as my connection to the land. That's why I call myself son of the soil, because son of the soil is actually a Yoruba term. It's more like a praise for the man who is the father
uh,
of the family. That's why he's the son. Now, obviously, they say SON, but in my name, I made it a SUN because the sun is symbolic to me. I'm God, so I'm the
Yeah.
son of the soil. The soil is the earth.
I say the sun is relative to the black man's mind.
True indeed, God, because the mind, the existence of the sun shows the manifestation of the mind, which is
Right.
Allah in the purest form.
Truly.
So at the end of the day, I'm Yoruba because that's the name of my people. Born in C Medina, that's the location on the earth where I was born. So you see aspects of C Medina in terms of just everything from the downtown area, different spots to be at, the different people of international background, from the Puerto Ricans to the Africans, the Assyrians, people from South America. That's that Chicago energy there too. A lot of us have similar backgrounds in how we live. So you go to Chicago, you see a lot of people from international backgrounds who are friends. Matter of fact, I know a Nigerian homegirl who went to high school with a girl who was Mexican and another sister who was from India, and they're like best friends. I don't know if they probably I don't know if they still together today, but to her that was a big deal to her. So I have an aspect of Chicago in me, and then from the Bulls to just Chicago lingo, Chicago tradition, culture, etc. And then I was born so I'm an American, citizenship wise.
Yeah.
So those aspects are my handles and that's my connection. That's what makes me, Oladapo, Babalola, righteous the bar law. So to me all that is inclusive because that's the reason why I'm God today, from learning those aspects of myself and being able to grow and develop within those lines of exposure and experience. You know, the American aspect of me allowed me to be a hip hop head. Understand the culture of hip hop, understand American living. The aspect of me being right to the bar of law is learning how to, choose myself and build with the universal builders. I had to, work to get to this level. And there's still more work to be done, God. Because
Yeah.
builders always gonna build.
What I did recently was I mailed a big box of seeds because you get seeds by bulk on Amazon, and
Yeah, I heard that before.
you take a look at Amazon and you look at bulk fruit and vegetable seeds. The ones that go for $149, I mailed 3 of those to go to 2 schools and 1 hospital, and I'm gonna mail another one. The next box will be 2 more for 1 school and 1 farm. But you're talking about either 5,600 seeds or 23,000 seeds per little suitcase.
And the instructions on how to grow the seeds in the
Yeah, I told them whatever they don't know how to grow, they could always go on YouTube and find out.
That's big.
You know what I'm saying? So it got plus I mailed them extra seeds of, of lemons and dwarf apples and cactus, prickly pear, um, uh, a lot of seeds, God. I'm talking about a lot. Talk about the lace a whole farm because dry season is getting ready to be over with over there. So the rainy season is going to help them big time for they could harvest big time, but they got to get the planting as soon as that box touched down.
Indeed, God.
Plus, I bought them 1,200 crayons. So that's 600 crayons for 2 schools, which I think should be enough. You split 600 crayons up into a school, that should be enough for students that deal with crayons.
That's positive, God.
Spread it out. You know what I'm saying? But them seeds they can eat. They can add on. We got money in America, but a lot of us don't have land. They have land, but they don't have money. That's crazy.
And when you putting it together, God,
Yeah,
that's building.
yeah. 2 schools. The goal is 2 schools and 2 hospitals. Because the queen, she goes to a hospital, and my student, he goes to a hospital. They go to 2 different hospitals. So and her princess goes to a school, and his princess goes to a different school. So I figure now they give them the seeds. They could grow their own fruits and vegetables for the patients in the hospital, and um for the students in the school. Plus add on to his farm, so everybody could eat. And it is getting ready to rain, so
Hmm.
boom, we
That's
take
about
advantage
like
of that rain.
that's by May, right? Because
Yeah,
what's his face?
by the end of March, it will be the end of dry season,
Right.
and I think it'll just be getting there. But the thing is, germination. Sometimes germination takes 2 months for some seeds.
Right.
It
I
takes
get you,
2 months for
God. Because
some of them.
you trying to get you got the seeds there so that at least they could have over a month to have them in the ground, and then when they get the
Right.
water, then they bud right. That's why I was talking about the
Yeah.
month
It could just
May,
explode,
2 months from now.
blossom.
Right.
Yeah. That
That's
could give
peaceful.
them, because dry season will come back around, if I'm not mistaken, in October. So it'll give them some time. They'll give them some time to explode, but they just got to
Hmm.
get busy.
That's
Everybody,
right.
everybody, shoot. You ain't got no money and you ain't got no job. I don't see what the problem would be. You want to eat, shoot, grow it. Grow it. If you
It's
got it in front of you, you got the land and you got the water coming. You can't ask for
big.
more.
That's right. They say God has no problems, God.
Yeah. I do work with what I can and do what I can to add on to the cipher. You know what I'm saying? To
That's
add
right.
on, and shooting. And they got so much seeds, they grow so much stuff. And I also melt them citronella, marigold, and lavender seeds. Those
Mm.
seeds you cannot eat. Those seeds are excellent for mosquitoes and flies and insects.
Yeah, I figured that they were the flower plants where pollination. When you said
Yes.
marigold, you
Yeah,
know,
marigold is one of the best.
marigold.
Citronella is the best
I heard of
when it comes to.
citronella, but I never did the full knowledge to that.
Yeah, you could Google that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Citronella,
Yeah.
citronella seeds,
Indeed.
marigold seeds, and
Hmm.
lavender seeds. They all help with flies, mosquitoes, and
Mm.
insects.
Mm.
Now, you're in a hospital, you could grow some of that stuff in the hospital, grow it outside the hospital, you could grow it in the windows, you know what I'm saying, on the roof, you know what I'm saying, let the rain handle it.
Hmm.
But, you have 5,000 seeds of one item, you good. You good. Everybody can have some of them seeds.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got 5,000 seeds of one, and you got 3 of them. That's about 15,000 seeds.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you just got to grow them in pots
That's right.
everywhere, or in the land, on the farm, in the house, in the hospital, outside the hospital, on the farm, and plus the seeds. You can't go wrong.
Hmm. I'm definitely
Can't
gonna
go wrong.
check that out, God. That's interesting.
All you got to do is Google what plants is excellent for flies and mosquitoes, and you get all of it on Amazon
Absolutely. That's what I was
by
talking
bulk.
about. Checking Amazon out, seeing how I
And
could
just
get
mail it.
those.
Just
Yeah.
mail it, God. Just mail. If they got land, if you got land, you got it going on. You just got to time it right with rain season. And I told them start now. Get them barrels and get whatever you got to get to save that rainwater and put moringa seeds in the water. So by the time dry season come back around, you
Mm.
saved up a lot of water, and that water is clean because moringa cleans dirty water. And
Mm.
after a while, you let water sit. it's not going to be cool. Rainwater is the best when it come down for plants. It's the best. You know what I'm saying? But if you let it sit too long, that's you gotta put a lot of you gotta put moringa seeds up in there. You know what I'm saying? And stir it, and that's all she wrote. It'll kill all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And this I could put it like if I'm growing it in a pot, right?
Right,
I would put moringa seeds with the water that I'm putting in the
right.
plant. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right.
Like if you got dry season like they got dry season in Ghana, in Nigeria, you gotta get barrels. You got like wine barrels. You gotta get barrels or the water tank thing, which is cost about $200. You know what I'm saying? And bury it so it'll always stay cold and it won't it won't evaporate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you let that sit all with summer out there, it's gonna
It would
evaporate.
it
But
would
if you
dry
bury
up and
it,
shrivel up. Hmm.
yeah, you bury it and you put the moringa seeds in there. When it's time to use it at the beginning of dry season, now you got water to last you through dry season.
Okay. That's a way to preserve the seeds in themselves.
Right,
Okay.
right. To my knowledge, some seeds last 3 years. After 3 years, they're not growing no more anyway. So you got to
Okay.
use them.
Okay.
And the more land you got, and it rains, it just rain and rain to do it all for you. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying? You just gotta get out there and just take a look and make sure there ain't no bugs with your spray bottle.
that's right. I think I could also use that to make vases for folks that if you're in if a person is in a hospital or maybe they're in a nursing home, bedridden and stuff. Like some of
Uh-huh.
those older sisters, they might like a flower of marigold. You could
Yeah,
actually
marigold, citronella, and
citronella
lavender.
and lavender. And they
Yeah,
could just grow it in their window panes, and that could be
there
a
you
nice little
go.
project.
Jackpot. Jackpot. Now we got to go to 53 other countries. Jackpot. That's the point. That's the
Indeed,
point.
indeed, indeed.
That's the point, God. You know what I'm
indeed.
saying? And God, they got it on. They give you thousands. They give you thousands of marigold seeds. They give you thousands of citronella seeds. And
Uh,
there's more. There's more than I'm mentioning. There's one called catnip. The catnip. The cat. First of all, the cat is your bodyguard for your garden. And that catnip. That also gets the mosquitoes away. And I was on YouTube and I was looking of what are natural cures for malaria. They were speaking about a lot of natural vegetables that we eat,
oh yeah, I've had
like
a.
onions,
Oh yeah,
and some other stuff.
I've had.
Some other
I think I only had malaria a couple of times, but after
they
that,
said the natural cure for that is a lot of vegetables. A lot of
indeed,
vegetables
God,
that we eat.
indeed, I was just gonna let you know that after I had caught malaria when I was much younger, like maybe at 6 or 7, mosquitoes bit me every time, all the way to me going to high school, and I never caught malaria. And like I've seen mosquitoes actually, on my skin, and I didn't know that it was the foods that we were eating, like the vegetables and the onions and tomatoes. And it's good that y'all have knowledge yourself now because
Yeah,
you
you can go
double up on
YouTube.
that.
You can Google all of that, YouTube it all. YouTube,
That's
God.
what's up.
We in cyberspace.
Yeah, I know God.
We in cyberspace.
I
It's a
use YouTube.
graph.
I use
The
YouTube for
computer's a
stuff.
graph line.
Go ahead, God.
I'm with you, God. What you said?
No,
Yeah,
I
I'm with
said
you.
that. I'm
Yeah,
saying that
God. That's what
I
I do
do.
my best to help them.
Yeah, I do use YouTube to study a lot of things. I knew that. I mean, in terms of malaria, I've always felt that after I had my first few cases, that I developed a natural immunity to it. I just never knew that
Uh,
all that was boosted by the onions, the tomatoes, the vegetables, the
right.
food. So those are the minor illnesses, G, that eating the proper
Yeah.
foods and being in the proper state of mind affords you, God. Wow. right
Yeah,
under our
God, when you
noses.
buy fruits and vegetables by the bulk and on watermelons and all of that, those stuffs grow easy. Now, apples, the other fruits take 7, 15 years to grow. Some grow 25 years. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But if you
That's
plant it, when
perennial.
your child,
That's biennial and perennial foods. They
right,
classify them based on their seasonal cycle. The perennials is all year round. The
yeah,
annuals is only within the season.
right, right. So, you mail all that stuff to them, they grow it. Like the fastest stuff to grow is watermelons,
Okay.
green peppers, onions. That stuff, that stuff grow fast, to my knowledge.
Hmm. Hmm.
That stuff
Yeah,
have
that makes
fight
sense.
malaria. I was like, oh shoot, like oh shoot, yeah. They if they get into the habit of spreading the malaria with pots because the marigold, citronella, and lavender, and put the pots in the garden everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just like you put barrels in the garden over there, because y'all don't have no restrictions over there, which is good. Over here they got
Yeah.
restrictions. They say you can't collect rainwater in America. They say that's against the law. I don't like y'all crazy as hell. But I don't have
Yeah.
land. I don't do stuff like
See, I guess
that.
when you have land, you your own person, you your own nation. So
Yeah,
you already set. I mean, all that will happen is that people will just bear witness and identify to who you are. And that's why learning these skills
right.
is very important, God. Planting and being able to feed yourself. I know a sister that plants her own food at her house. She got knowledge of self. She has a little garden. I've heard brothers who have gardens in their house, and that's a nice a nice thing to do. Nice thing to do during your leisure time, free time, planting, learning how to have the proper care of what you're growing, taking the proper steps, the proper measure. You know what I'm saying? And that's peace, God. That you're into that full time. Like I know aspects of peace. I know aspects of that, but you know, yo, wise, yo, G, peace. Oh snap, son! Did the brother just go to rest? Yo, wise, I just went to rest on the show. Oh my god! Wow, I think it's the first time I ever saw this before. A moderator going to rest on the show, knocked out. I thought he was even pranking us. It's actually, he got the Z's going. Oh my goodness. Peace, God. But I'm about to seem like I'm the only one on the show. And let me check these, if I can even see these comments. Man, the moderator has not gone to rest. Yo, God. The God just don't get caught in looks. Sheesh.
Oh shit. Oh. Dark Kim just called me? Oh shit, hold on. Peace. Hey, what the hell has happened? Peace.